Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Liguori and this is my diary, my video diary of my first 365 days of launching a YouTube channel. And today I wanted to share a little behind the scenes of an interview that I did with Patrick Kerwin, who's an amazing expert on the MBTI, the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. So he is a guy who trains the trainers. He's basically like the world's foremost expert on the Myers-Briggs. And so I asked him if I could interview him and if we could probably start with introversion because we live in a very extroverted culture. And so identifying introverts and trying to make kind of like accommodations, not even accommodations, but just be respectful of them, I thought would be something that would help me to learn and then also to share in case it would help other people. And he was incredibly generous with his time. I asked for 10 minutes and he spent, hour and a half helping me. He allowed me to go into his home and then he helped me set up the camera, and I was having issues with the angle of the tripod and the lights and all these things that are brand new to me. And he just was right there by my side helping me figure it out. It felt like such teamwork in a way that I've never experienced before in an interview to that date. And it just was so kind and so sweet. And doing this channel has really given me an appreciation for the incredible generosity of some people in my life. And so Patrick is right at the top of that list, and I'm super grateful. So he was patient, he bore with me, he helped me figure out the camera, the angles. There was something horizontal behind us, and so that was creating difficulty because if the phone wasn't exactly straight, it was obvious because there was this horizontal line to compare to. And so we were tinkering around with that for a long time. Anyway, I got the video. He just speaks so eloquently, concisely, with clarity and authority, and I was just tickled pink. So I was so excited. Plus I just love Patrick. He's one of the sweetest human beings on the planet, and I took the certification for the Myers-Briggs and got to know him, and ever since then I've just thought the world of him. So I left there just on cloud nine, got to my office and was going to immediately back up the files because I didn't want anything to happen to that interview. And I found out that I hadn't put the autofocus lock on. In fact, I haven't done that right now either. Let's see if I can do it I can do it while it's going. So the autofocus lock, if you don't know, and if you're starting out a YouTube channel, is really important if you're filming on your camera. It means that when you touch your face or the face of the person you're interviewing or the object on the screen, that it's gonna stay focused on that and not on other things. So if I were using my hands right now, it shouldn't focus on my hands, it should stay focused on my face. And if I don't do that, when I move my hands, it tries to focus on my hands instead. So it's constantly readjusting the focus. And because I hadn't put that lock on, it was constantly refocusing. So every time we would use our hands, and we're both extroverts, we both use our hands a lot, and every time it would refocus and refocus and refocus. And I found it so distracting and so heartbreaking because I loved that video so much and he had given me so much of his time. I thought I cannot possibly ask him to redo it. So I let him know, and he was incredible and just said that he would be willing to redo it, and made me feel like it was fun for him to do the interview. I mean, just over the top sweet. And then I talked to my editor, and he said that, so my editor's name is Jeff. He's awesome, and he helps a lot because if I was also editing these videos, it would just take me till the cows came home. He said he could make it work and thinks that it's still okay to publish that video. So that made me really happy that I didn't have to ask Patrick to do the interview all over again. But he agreed to do another interview, and this time we can focus on extroverts and how to identify and treat them well, which is the opposite reciprocal interview about the one we did about introverts. So I'm really excited. I could talk to him every single week, and I think you would just love every bit of information on all the 4 letters of the Myers-Briggs and what they mean and how to work well with each other, how to develop compassion for the other types. So I'm really excited that I get to do another interview with Patrick Kerwin, and so happy that we don't have to redo the previous one. But I wanted to share this part of the my YouTube journey because it can be so exciting to get content and then so discouraging when you find out it didn't work. And there's been plenty of times it didn't work. Once I filmed this whole interview and then found out it was too dark, and there was also something flying around in the air like some ashes from incense or something. There's been other times it was in a park and people were walking by and there were too many voices and the sound was awful. So you think you've got this goal or this thing that you worked hard on and prepared for that interview, and then wah, wah, wah. So this story had a really happy ending, but, and you can check that video out over at Crown Pointers. But a lot of times they don't. And so each time something goes wrong, I'm making a checklist of what to make sure I do, like hit the autofocus lock, make sure the dishwasher isn't going because then it starts beeping when it's done, or the AC comes on, and all the different things, the cell phone rings and then the recording stops. If you're starting a YouTube channel and you'd like my checklist, I would love to send it to you. My email and contact information is in the About section of this YouTube channel, which is my diary of my first 365 days on YouTube. I'd love to give that to you. And I'd love to share the journey of setting out to start a YouTube channel with you. So let me know what your channel is. If you're already going or you're thinking about starting a channel, let me know. I'll make sure I follow you and we can do this together. And then if you want to follow along on this channel, all the lessons I'm learning on my way that I'm sharing here, you can hit subscribe plus the bell, and then you'll be notified each time I upload a new video, which I'm shooting for daily. In the comments, please let me know if you have already started a channel, what hiccups you've encountered that we should all make sure that we avoid. And then also if you've had support like that, which I got from Patrick in the comments, let us know to encourage us about the goodness of humanity, because man, that's what Patrick did for me in this case. For now, that's it. Have a good night.